the human experience rests upon a foundation of sand, the ever-shifting question of free will. Do we, as individuals, truly possess the power to choose, or are our choices merely ripples in a predetermined pond, their course charted long before we even considered the first pebble? This age-old philosophical labyrinth pits determinism against libertarianism, each offering a distinct map for navigating the complexities of human agency. Determinism paints a picture of a universe governed by an ironclad set of rules. Every event, from the cataclysmic birth of stars to the seemingly mundane decision of what to eat for breakfast, is an inevitable consequence of prior conditions. Imagine a cosmic domino effect, where the toppling of the first domino sets in motion an inescapable chain reaction. In this deterministic view, our actions are simply the product of our genes, upbringing, environment, and every other factor that has shaped us since the moment of conception. Even our thoughts and desires wouldn't be our own, but predetermined by this intricate web of causality. A determinist might envision the human brain as a complex machine, each neuronal firing and chemical reaction a predetermined step leading to a specific action. This machine, though incredibly intricate, is ultimately subject to the same physical laws that govern the movement of planets. Scientific advancements serve as potent arguments in the determinist's arsenal. The laws of physics, for instance, dictate the behavior of particles and objects in the universe. Our brains, being physical entities composed of these very same particles, could be seen as adhering to these principles. Every neuronal firing, every chemical reaction in the brain, becomes another domino in the deterministic chain. Additionally, advancements in neuroscience reveal a fascinating dance between the genes we inherit and the experiences we accumulate. Studies show that people with certain genetic predispositions are more likely to exhibit specific behaviors. For example, research suggests a link between certain genes and the propensity for addiction. A determinist might argue that these genetic predispositions, combined with a particular upbringing or environmental stimulus, can create an almost inescapable pull towards certain choices. However, determinism stumbles upon a significant roadblock, the problem of moral responsibility. If our actions are predetermined, can we truly be held accountable for them? Imagine a criminal whose actions are deemed a result of their upbringing or genetic makeup. Under the deterministic lens, this individual is simply the final domino in a chain set in motion long before their birth. How can we punish them for something they were never truly free to choose? Determinism seems to undermine the very foundations of justice, rendering punishment arbitrary and praise meaningless. If our actions are simply the inevitable result of predetermined factors, then can we truly be considered moral agents? Libertarianism emerges as a counterpoint, vehemently arguing for the existence of free will. Libertarians believe that we possess a genuine ability to make choices, independent of any predetermined factors. This freedom stems from an undetermined element within ourselves, a spark of consciousness or a ghostly soul that allows us to break free from the deterministic chain. We are not simply pre-programmed robots, but agents capable of genuine deliberation and independent action. A libertarian might emphasize the subjective experience of free will. We all have the feeling that we could have chosen differently in a given situation. This sense of agency, the ability to weigh options and make conscious decisions based on our own internal compass, is what defines free will for libertarians. Additionally, advancements in quantum mechanics offer a potential escape hatch from the deterministic prison. The theory of quantum indeterminacy suggests that certain aspects of the universe, like the behavior of subatomic particles, are inherently random. Some libertarian thinkers argue that this inherent randomness can act as a source of free will, allowing our choices to be uncaused and truly independent. Imagine a libertarian using the analogy of a coin toss. The outcome of the toss, heads or tails, is inherently random, not predetermined. Similarly, libertarians believe that our choices can be just as random, arising from a pool of possibilities within the undetermined realm of our consciousness. The libertarian position, however, is not without its critics. The luck problem questions the very nature of free will in a truly random universe. If our choices are simply random occurrences, are we truly making them at all, or are they simply the result of random chance? This undermines the notion of free will as a source of moral responsibility. Additionally, explaining how an undetermined element within the brain could interact with the deterministic physical world remains a challenge. How can this ghost in the machine exert its influence on the intricate physical processes that underlie our decisions? The battle between determinism and libertarianism presents a fascinating philosophical puzzle. Neither side offers a completely satisfactory solution. Determinism seems to undermine our sense of agency and moral responsibility, while libertarianism struggles to explain the mechanism of free will in a physical universe. Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between these two extremes. Compatibilism. Compatibilism, charting a middle course. Compatibilism emerges as a potential bridge across the chasm separating determinism and libertarianism. It suggests that free will can coexist with determinism, albeit with a slightly altered definition. Compatibilism argues that determinism simply means our choices are caused by factors within ourselves, including our desires, values, and beliefs. These factors, in turn, are shaped by our experiences and environment. As long as our choices are based on our own internal state, and not some external coercion, we can be held responsible for them, even if those internal states are themselves determined. Imagine a compatibilist using the analogy of a chessboard. The chessboard represents the deterministic universe, with each square representing a possible state of affairs. The pieces on the board represent the individual, with their unique set of values, beliefs, and past experiences. Within the confines of the board, the deterministic universe, the pieces, the individual, have the freedom to move according to their capabilities, influenced by their internal states. While the ultimate outcome of the game may be predetermined by the opening moves and the capabilities of the pieces, the individual player still has the freedom to make choices within the constraints of the game. Compatibilism offers a potential solution to the problem of moral responsibility. If our choices are based on our own internal state, even if that state is shaped by deterministic factors, we can still be held accountable for our actions. A compatibilist judge might sentence a criminal based on the understanding that their actions were a product of their upbringing, genetic makeup, and the choices they made within those constraints. The punishment wouldn't be to erase the past, but to influence the future by altering the internal state of the individual, perhaps through rehabilitation or therapy. However, compatibilism also faces some challenges. Critics argue that compatibilism's definition of free will is too weak. If our choices are ultimately determined by factors outside of our control, even if those factors reside within us, does this truly constitute free will? Compatibilists might counter by arguing that having control over our internal states, even if those states are themselves determined, is sufficient for moral responsibility and a meaningful sense of agency. Another point of contention lies in the nature of our desires and values. Compatibilists often argue that these are shaped by our experiences and environment. However, some argue that if our desires are also predetermined, then how can we truly be responsible for them? Compatibilists might respond by suggesting that even if our desires are shaped by external factors, we still have the capacity to critically evaluate them and choose to act upon them or not. The debate between determinism, libertarianism, and compatibilism goes far beyond a mere philosophical exercise. It has profound implications for our understanding of ourselves, our place in the universe, and the very nature of morality. Does our sense of agency, the feeling that we are the authors of our own lives, rest on a foundation of illusion? Or do we possess a genuine capacity for free will, allowing us to navigate the complexities of life and chart our own course? The answer, perhaps, lies not in choosing one side of this debate over the other, but in acknowledging the intricate interplay between determinism, our internal states, and the choices we make. Ultimately, the quest for free will is an ongoing journey of self-discovery, prompting us to delve deeper into the enigmatic labyrinth of the human experience. The expanding horizons, new frontiers in the free will debate. The battleground of free will continues to evolve beyond the traditional triumvirate of determinism, libertarianism, and compatibilism. Recent advancements in neuroscience and artificial intelligence offer new perspectives to consider. Neuroscientists are increasingly exploring the neural correlates of consciousness and decision-making. Studies have identified specific brain regions associated with deliberation and choice. While these findings don't definitively prove or disprove free will, they offer valuable insights into the physical processes underlying our choices. One intriguing concept is the idea of libertarian free will veto. This theory suggests that even though our initial desires and impulses may be determined, we possess a veto power within the brain. This veto power allows us to override those initial urges and make a conscious choice based on our values and beliefs. While the existence of such a veto power remains unproven, it highlights the potential for a nuanced understanding of free will that incorporates both deterministic and libertarian elements. The rise of artificial intelligence, AI, also injects new questions into the free will debate. As AI systems become more sophisticated, some philosophers ponder whether they could ever achieve true free will. If we can create machines capable of making seemingly independent choices, does that undermine the special status of human free will? Alternatively, could studying the development of free will in AI shed light on the mechanisms of free will in humans? Perhaps by understanding how we can program machines to make autonomous choices, we can gain a deeper understanding of our own decision-making processes. The free will debate also intersects with discussions of consciousness. Some argue that free will is an inherent property of consciousness. If we are truly conscious beings with subjective experiences, then free will must necessarily follow. However, the nature of consciousness itself remains a mystery, further complicating the question of free will. The weight of the inquiry, implications and the road ahead. The quest for free will isn't simply an academic exercise. It has profound implications for our understanding of morality, justice, and even our own sense of self. If our actions are predetermined, does the concept of punishment lose its meaning? Compatibilism offers a potential answer, suggesting that punishment can still serve a purpose by altering the internal state of the individual, potentially influencing future choices. The question of free will also intertwines with our sense of personal responsibility. If we are not truly free to choose, can we be held accountable for our actions? This question has significant ramifications for legal systems and our overall sense of agency. Ultimately, the debate on free will invites us to contemplate the very essence of human existence. Are we simply cogs in a cosmic machine, or do we possess the power to shape our own destinies? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between these extremes. We may be influenced by a multitude of factors, both internal and external, but that doesn't negate our ability to make meaningful choices within those constraints. The exploration of free will is a continuous journey, fueled by advancements in science, philosophy, and our ever-evolving understanding of ourselves. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the brain, consciousness, and AI, we may find ourselves closer to unlocking the secrets of free will. Whether we ultimately arrive at a definitive answer or not, the very act of questioning and exploring this profound issue sheds light on the complexities of the human experience. Beyond the binary, embracing the paradox. The free will debate can feel like a binary trap, forcing us to choose between a completely predetermined universe and a realm of absolute randomness. However, the reality is likely far more nuanced. Here are some additional considerations that complicate the picture. The spectrum of determinism. Determinism itself isn't a monolithic concept. There are degrees of determinism. Strong determinism posits complete and absolute predetermination, while weaker forms acknowledge a role for randomness or chance within the deterministic framework. Perhaps our choices are influenced by a complex web of factors, with some degree of wiggle room for genuine free will to emerge. The illusion of choice. Our sense of free will might be an illusion generated by the brain. Even if our choices are ultimately predetermined, the experience of deliberation and agency could be a necessary evolutionary adaptation for survival. Perhaps the feeling of free will allows us to navigate the complexities of the world and make decisions that benefit us. The power of self-awareness. Even if our choices are influenced by factors beyond our control, the ability to be self-aware and reflect on our motivations allows us to exert some level of control over our actions. By understanding ourselves better, we can potentially make more conscious choices, even if those choices are ultimately influenced by a predetermined internal state. The importance of agency. Regardless of whether free will exists in an absolute sense, the feeling of agency is crucial for human flourishing. The belief that we can influence our own lives motivates us to take action and strive for a better future. Perhaps the pursuit of free will, even if it's an illusion, is a necessary human endeavor. Conclusion: a dance between determinism and freedom. The free will debate highlights the intricate tapestry of human existence. We are a product of our genes, our environment, and the experiences that have shaped us. Yet, we also possess the capacity for self-reflection, critical thinking, and the ability to make choices that influence the course of our lives. Perhaps free will doesn't exist in an absolute sense, but rather emerges from the complex interplay between determinism and our internal state. The quest for free will is ultimately a journey of self-discovery. By delving deeper into the mysteries of the brain, consciousness, and the universe itself, we may gain a better understanding of the factors that influence our choices. Whether we definitively answer the question of free will or not, the exploration itself sheds light on the remarkable complexity of being human. Conclusion: embracing the mystery. The human experience hangs in the balance of the free will debate. Are we marionettes on a predetermined stage, or do we possess the power to write our own scripts? The answer, perhaps, lies not in a definitive victory for determinism or libertarianism, but in acknowledging the intricate dance between the two. Our choices are undoubtedly influenced by a multitude of factors: our genes, upbringing, environment, and the intricate workings of our own brains. Yet, we also possess the remarkable ability to reflect, deliberate, and ultimately act upon our internal compass. This subjective experience of agency, the feeling that we are the architects of our own lives, motivates us to strive, to dream, and to shape the world around us. The free will debate may not offer a clear-cut answer, but it serves as a powerful invitation. It compels us to delve deeper into the mysteries of consciousness, the complexities of the universe, and ultimately, the very essence of what it means to be human. Whether predetermined or freely chosen, our journey of self-discovery continues, fueled by the ongoing quest to understand the dance between determinism and freedom.